Bang bang. I present, give una APC liar leader. This woman, she dey lie. This woman dey lie. She dey lie. Wait. He say he no know who Jennifer Efedi Binani. He say even the Adamawa one wey happened, say that woman Binani. He say you know who yes, say she makes speech. Say now after many days, later, the whole thing don't even announce the real governor. For him come even know this woman she dey lie. The next speaking they cry. They say man they support women. Women wanna support us.
We have to look closely at women that somebody will expect will lead the way, but the case is not the same. Like the case that happened to Madame Binani in Adamawa, that elections had not been concluded, somebody read election results in her favor, and she went to give an acceptance speech and all this shenanigan. It was an all-new low for women out there. Is this a reflection of women folk in your party, APC? Because we've not heard the last of that case of Madame Binani and Adamawa, which was an all-new low. Only to think people like me was rooting for her to win. But if you want to win, win clean, win fair, win square. But not at that rate and all what our country went through. What's your take on this?
I want to say two things. It's so unfortunate. It's so unfortunate that you could feel the heat, you could feel the attack on her person as a woman, you could feel people violently go out all against her. And that was so unnecessary. Of course, she was put under a lot of pressure. Of course, she was put under situations which we cannot even describe where we are right now. Right? She went through a whole lot. So, for a woman who is in that kind of situation, of course, you may not expect so much from her. However, I must say this. Adamawa remains a case that needs to be critically looked at. I think women should be supported. If a woman puts herself out to attempt to become a governor or attempt to become a senator or a House of Reps member, it's not the time to intimidate her. It's not the time to go all out against her. And everybody is fighting as though you're battling with a whole country. For goodness sake, it's a woman and we need to be supportive of women. Yes, there might be mistakes. She might make a mistake. She might even be the sacrifice for other women who will come after her. But we must be supportive of women. No matter where they find themselves, we must be supportive of them. I was listening to the Chinese ambassador the other day at the Chinese embassy, and he said we have women as governors in China, we have women as this. In fact, even in Africa here, there are many countries that have women here, there, left, right, and center. I think, yes, there might have been mistakes, but we should look on the positive part and see how we can support women into leadership role rather than using one situation to stereotype women and push us to the back burner. That will completely be unfair. I want to plead with men. I want to plead with Nigerians. I want to plead with fellow women. Support a woman. We are part of nation building. It's not a battle, it's not a competition. We're not struggling to take anything from anybody. All we're saying is that women should be given a seat at the table. All we're saying is that we're partners of nation building. All we're saying is that we have the capacity, the energy, the intellectual, the innovation to deliver to this country what is needed at different levels. And that should not be put at the back burner. There might be mistakes, like I said, but again, I want to plead with everyone to come back to the table and see how we can continue to give women chances at different levels of our nation building, and we'll see the speed of development that will come with it. There were mistakes everywhere on both sides. On both sides, there were mistakes everywhere. It's an election which I really don't like to discuss because all sides had their mistakes.
Should Binani have made that declaration?
All sides had their mistakes.
Should Binani have made that declaration speech?
Should who?
Should Binani have made that declaration speech before the elections were concluded?
Well, first and foremost, I did not know, I didn't even listen to the declaration speech. I only heard later on that a declaration speech was made, but she was declared by someone who I got to know should not be declaring her, the reg, who said he declared because the other person had out of fear, run away from there. So a lot of things were playing out, right?
What we're just also trying to clarify is that, yes, believe absolutely that women ought to be supported in politics. But should they be supported when the process is illegal or the process is corrupt? That was what we're just trying to establish with you, because you were saying that we should support her, back her up. But let me move away from Adamawa and come to Lagos State. The face of the elections, as some people have said, was Jennifer Efedi, who was stabbed in the eye in Lagos. And I bring this up because you talk about some of the barriers to women participating in elections, one of which is this violent outlook to elections, where elections become a war or a do-or-die affair. Did you reach out to any of these women in your capacity as women? I mean, irrespective of the fact that whether she was supporting your party or not, but in championing the cause of women and encouraging women to participate and not be discouraged from being a part of the process, did you reach out to any of these women who were violently attacked during the last election? And I'd like to just get your view on the general sense of the election, which your party emerged as winner. Do you think it was free, fair, and credible?
So I'll start from the general sense upon which my party emerged as winner. The election that, of course, saw to the emergence of Senator Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu was free and fair, and in fact, for the first time, a departure from the normal in Nigeria. I'll want to ask these questions and be very critical about it. Would you think or believe that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, APC as a party, would lose in Lagos if the elections were not free and fair? Would you think that a sitting president, President Muhammadu Buhari, would lose in Katsina if the elections were not free and fair, if he had interference with the elections, if he had the ability to do whatever he wanted to do? Are you telling me that a sitting president will watch himself and his party lose in his own state? Why do we look at the places where a party won to say, okay, this one is unfair? Then the one where the opposition wins, we say, okay, this is fair, this is right, this is not right. These elections were won true and true by Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And indeed, it was the hand of God. There were calculations, there were strategies on the table. Every side had made their own strategy and their own calculation. Even the calculation and strategies on the table did not even go the way it was seen and anticipated. States that we thought we will win without even batting an eyelid.
Efedi, please, because we're almost out of time. Or Mrs. Jennifer Efedi of Lagos State.
Oh, I don't know who Jennifer Efedi is. I'm just hearing that from you for the first time.